Now, taking a look at the car hunt Riot here for the Ferrari 488 GTB. Really runs off the tongue. But yeah, cool enough car on Rome. I do have a top 300 time at the moment, and there is about 500 to 600 people in that top 5%. But yeah, I want to make sure and kind of like bury the car well into that top 5%. This is a fairly tight race because of the fact that there's lots of long straights and stuff. You really need to be using as much airtime and stuff as possible to get those extra seconds. It's not really good enough for the top 5% if you just take this on the flat road and ignore things like the bar rolls and stuff around the sides of the course. This is a car as well that really suffers badly from AI. Go away. Just you really have to be careful of AI here. But this is a car that does not drift well at all. So you have to try and keep the drifting to as minimum as possible when you don't have nitro available to bring that speed back up to the car's kind of cruising speed. It does have top speed, but yeah, like I said, just gonna make sure and clip the barrel rams high if possible on that first one. But yeah, there's an extra way you can get a barrel roll down here just to clip the side of the ramp before heading for up and over the buildings. And be careful not to drift too far out on there, because there's a Jeep that's just waiting to catch you if you drift out slightly too far. And again, like this car is 293 in the air. But yeah, it's like I said, it's really a track that has a load of opportunities to get into the air. But you kind of have to make sure you're in like a decent orange or shockwave nitro state for most of them. I'm just going to take easy route here, just blue nitro across the dust. Have to be in the blue state for that dust, and just bring it back into normal nitro. Punch into the air again and try and land into a blue state without drifting too far out. Losing about 30 miles an hour on there, but not too bad. But at 137.8, yeah, that's like, it's fractions of a second in this race that'll make a huge difference. So like I said, you could get a top 10% time with just bringing this car easily along the road, I would say. But you really have to make use out of the actual barrel rolls and stuff like that around this track, because there's just too much flat track otherwise where you will lose those fractions of a second. And yeah, it's obviously finding a balance between what's easy enough to hit and just getting an extra boost in time. Make sure as well, there's loads of traffic around the place on this Rome track, so you want to be hitting as many of those as possible. Or not hitting, but going close. Would have been cool to go slightly higher on there. I did get to destroy some mopeds though, so it was cool. But yeah, like all the parked cars, whenever you would get a near miss across cars, like that is 10% extra nitro. And yeah, this ramp here, like you can ignore that ramp if you want, but again, a barrel roll is about 50% bar of nitro, so, and you get a small portion of time when you're in the air, so you go faster. You just don't want to go so high that you'll hit that bridge or go off into the river. And yeah, shoot nitro straight over the buildings. Don't go too far right, because there's that parked van. And yeah, I mean, this is a course that definitely, it just has tons and tons of really, really kind of like places where you can gain or lose lots of time. Here as well, just make sure blue nitro across that path. Like, because otherwise, if you go across the footpaths on this stage and you're not in a blue nitro state, your car just drops straight down to 140. And like I said, I know a lot of people go in different routes here for going underground or going across and bouncing back up on the far left-hand side. But with a car like this, or something with high top speed and fairly weak-ish handling, I just take it along across here. Blue nitro state along those dust patches, there's two of them. If you're not in a blue nitro state across those dust patches, this route is just complete death to any car. It'll drop straight to 140 miles an hour the second it touches the dust. And yeah, like pick up another 10% from the car just after the dust patch. But it's definitely a case of you can make or lose a ton of time by doing that. And yeah, wanted to just land into a blue state, but I was pointing too far left when I came down, so had to suffer a small bit from going onto that foot-padded area, but you can land it in such a way that you can be pointing towards the finish, and yeah, land in a blue state pointing towards the end. Yeah, it's knocked me up by 70 places though, by just shaving off a half a second even or so there, because I think that was a 38 something. But like, yeah, definitely the times at the top, really you have to kind of make use of as many tricks as possible on this course. And like, yeah, Rome is a pretty cool course as well. Like, because one thing about this is because it's like a minute and 30. Frank, who compacted me on Rome in a stream last night. And yeah, SR's Mar, who made it into the top 10, and MP2. GG, guys. Perlagaya, big monster, and 4520 in there as well. But like, yeah, you can see those times 856, 855, 855, 855. Like there's just fractions of seconds between like the next 5 spaces in front of me. There's like less than half of a hundredth of a second even in some of those places. Kind of nuts. Yeah, I'm missing out on... Yeah, I'm missing the 2 handling epics, which wouldn't make much difference anyway, but missing 1 of the top speed epics. So, that's a little bit of a suffering on that one, because, yeah, Rome obviously has loads of places to make use of top speed. You could buy them if you see them in the Legend store now, but, like, again, it's a case of... If you spend trade coins on them and then you win them from this event by pushing yourself up a bit, and you just end up having to trash them, like you're going to spend 5,000 on an epic and then trash that same epic in a week's time for 100 trade coins. Really not worth it to just for the sake of winning higher on the leaderboards. It's a nice Ferrari, like, but yeah, it's definitely not one where I would go too crazy over the Riot event kind of thing. And yeah, just like I said, just try and get into the top 1,100 or so places. Should land you a top 10% run at the moment. And yeah, it's about 550 to 600 racers are in the top 5% of this. So yeah, hopefully if this video helps you guys, click that sub button over my head. There's indie reviews over there. Take a look at review and kind of mess around with indie smaller titles on the Switch. And at that side, there's something else for my channel that you like. So yeah, hopefully give a click on any of those, or definitely that one. All right, guys, good luck, drive safe, and yeah, good luck getting those epics without having to buy them.